Hi everyone, John here from All Miniatures Great and Small, and today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Lav Platoon for Team Yankee, a World War III miniatures game from Battlefront Miniatures, the fine folks who brought us Flames of War. So the Lav is one of the latest releases from Stripes, which is the new American sourcebook. I'm kind of excited for this. This lets you build U.S. Marine lists. You can build actually an Lav company, or you have Lavs in support. The Lav itself is basically an armored 8-wheeled vehicle, similar in purpose to what the BMP does for the Soviets. This box is kind of cool because you get 5 tanks for $45, so you're paying again less than $10 a tank. And this box gives you a lot of options. It gives you all the Lav variants. So you have the primary variant, the one you see on the cover with the 25mm cannon in the turret. But you can also build it as a mortar, anti-tank with a tow launcher, or the basic gun. So over here it tells us we have 5 plastic Lavs, 2 plastic anti-tank upgrades, 1 plastic tank commander sprue, mortar crew sprue, decal sheet, and 6 unit cards. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we get. Okay, so here we've got these guys look like mortars. We have 5 sprues for the vehicle itself. This is the upgrade sprues, and then the bag with the parts. Alright, let's start with the tank itself. We'll zoom in here. Okay, just like the other American releases, this one is molded in a Army Man green, so if you want to, you could actually just build them and start playing with them. You don't necessarily need to even paint them if you didn't want to. The detail on these kits is really nice. Back hatch. There's the turret. I like seeing these mold points at the bottom of the turret, not at the top. I like that the wheel assembly, all 4 wheels for a side, is attached. It's all one piece, so you don't have to worry about alignment. Very cool. Alright, so that is the actual Lav sprue itself. And next up we have the upgrade sprue. So this has like a minigun turret there. So I wonder, is this the sprue? This might be the sprue that maybe we share the sprue with the M113. Because it has the hammerhead launcher for the tow missiles, and there's the radar for the Vulcan machine gun. So yeah, so this is the upgrade sprue for the M113 as well, because that's the back cab of an M113. So really, from this sprue, you're probably just using the hammerhead launcher for the tow missile, but that's pretty cool. So you get 2 of these. So even though you get 5 tanks, you can only build 2 of the tow variant out of the box. So that means you need at least 2 boxes of these to be able to build a full platoon of 4 of the anti-tank Lavs. It does look like these sprues here have the mortar pieces though, so you should be able to build as many mortars as you want, mortar versions, which is cool. Alright, we'll take a look at these again. This looks like the mortar crew and that cool kind of flexible plastic that they've been using. Then we have the bag itself. Let's go ahead and open it and see what we get. Okay, so here's the contents of our little bag. We have all the cards here. We've got the decal sheet. Again, decal sheet is the standard American decal sheet for US vehicles. All the boxes have those. One thing to note, just like the M60 that I unboxed, I don't know if this one's coming out first or not, we have those 2 guys which look like potential mortar crew. and we have this one metal tank commander, but there's no plastic tank commander sprue. So, and then I guess this counts as your one mortar crew sprue. So even though you have the pieces parts to make, and there's that guy right there, to make more than one mortar, you've only got the crew for one vehicle. So that's interesting. So I don't know if that's a mispack again. They're giving you one metal tank commander instead of a plastic tank commander sprue. Of course, with the box sets that I have, I've got a bazillion of them, so I don't really need them. But for people just getting into the game, that's an important thing. Again, contact Battlefront. I'll let them know as well too as part of this review. But so there you go. Just keep that in mind. Then here we have our cards. We've got the U.S. Forces. This is very similar. It's just the force organization for Team Yankee and the Marine Corps. Your support units and the rules for allied formations. Then let's take a look at the cards. So we've got the Mortar Section, 2 LAV-Ms for 2 points. You have the LAV Anti-Tank Section. You can take either 2 or 4. So each one of these is approximately 1.5 points. You have the 2nd Marine Division LAV Platoon, either 2 or 4 of those. You have the LAV Company HQ, so the HQ can have up to 2 LAVs. And then you have the ever popular movement orders. Alright, so let's take a look at the stats. We'll start with the LAV Platoon. So here we've got, this tank has the Amphibious, Scout, Spearhead, and Thermal Imaging special rules. Courage of 3+ and Remount of 3+, so it's very similar to, I think all Marines get the Courage 3+ on their cards, which is nice. Means they'll stick around once they start taking damage a little bit better. Skill 4+, they're hit on a 4, they counterattack on a 5+, but since they're Scout, that's to be expected. You're not really supposed to be fighting these guys in close combat. Speed-wise, they are very similar to a tank. They have a tactical of 10, terrain dash of 14. However, you get them on the road, they're going 48 inches, so they can go all the way across the board if you get them on the road. The gun itself is interesting. It's a 25mm gun with a range of 24 inches. Moving or halted, it's a rate of fire of 3, anti-tank 8, 5+ firepower. It also has the anti-helicopter special rule, so it can shoot at helicopters. So anti-tank 8, that means you are definitely a threat to BMPs and all the Soviet light skin stuff. And Soviet tanks could care less about your gun. This is not a scary tank to Soviet tanks. You can't even hurt most Soviet tanks from the side. But that's not what these LAVs are for. They're for getting you spearhead, scouting out, picking off Soviet light units. So not too bad. And again, just the vanilla LAV is 1 point per vehicle, so they're not badly priced at all. Next up, we have the LAV Anti-Tank Platoon. So this has the improved tow hammerhead launcher on the top in place of the turret, just like the ITV, the M113 variant. So it's the same exact gun, or sorry, missile, with an 8 to 48 inch range, anti-tank rating of 21, 3+. Since this has Scout and the hammerhead rule, this thing can be concealed and stay concealed even though it's shooting, with that hammerhead popping up over terrain, which is kind of cool. You can take up to 4 of these, again, 6 points, so they're not that much more expensive than the regular LAV. And in a patent company, for example, these would be a good support unit if you could swing it. Next up, we have the Mortar Section. Again, same basic stats for the vehicle, but it has an 81mm mortar in the cab, 56 inch range, and it's a basic anti-tank rating of 1, 4+ firepower, but it gives you a smoke bombardment, which can be very helpful. It also has a machine gun. As you know, smoke bombardments are really helpful in Team Yankee to shield your tanks and your army, and conceal your units while you move in for the kill. So having multiple units that can throw out smoke bombardments is very helpful. Especially with, you're not going to be killing a lot with that 81mm mortar. With the Anti-Tank 1, 4+ firepower. It's not that great. Especially since there's only 2 tanks in the unit. You can't get more than 2 tanks. This is primarily going to be smoke bombardment. So there you go, guys. I'm going to go ahead and build a couple of these so you can see what they look like, and we'll be back. I'll give you my impressions with the building of the tank. You can see what it looks like, and final thoughts. Okay, here we go. I've assembled one of the LAV. This LAV has the 25mm turret on it, and assembly went pretty well. I was very pleased with how this came together. I haven't magnetized the turret. I used the peg that came with the kit, and let me zoom out just a little bit here. And like I said, it went together really well. The only issue I had was, let's talk about the hull, was some gaps. And it's right along here, right along this top edge. This top piece right here slots into the assembly. It looks like I missed it by just a hair, but it's not too bad, and at gaming distances you're really not gonna notice it. Paint will take care of that too. I could put some putty in there. I might put some putty in there, but we'll see. There is a seam right here, but you can see with careful alignment that seam disappears. These wheels, the 4 wheels on a side, that's a single piece. It was a little challenging getting it to line up. I don't know if you can see it's not quite on that axle. There's a little, but that was the best I could get that piece to sit. Now, as I build more of these, maybe I'll figure out a method to do that. But honestly, you don't really look at these on the bottom side that much, so I don't consider it a big deal. The back hatch was its own plate, went on really well. So overall, I'm quite pleased with how this model turned out, how it was to build. Here we have the gun turret. I did not glue the machine gun on. As you guys know from my other videos, I kind of saved that for after it's painted. And here you can see some of the where the mold, sorry, the sprue gate came into the piece, but again, sanding, and that will, I already sanded that, that'll disappear when we put some paint on it. And really that's about it. So the LAV was pretty fun to put together. No real problems, just be careful in your assembly, and it should go together real simple, real easy. The numbers though are interesting. You know, you get a box of 5, but most of the units you can build are in either 2s or 4s. So you know, you might have some spares, like if you want to build the anti-tank version, you're going to need 2 boxes because there's only parts to build 2 of them in each box of 5. So then you have 4 anti-tank versions, and then you've got 6 of the other versions, but you need 4 to build a platoon, because you could build the two platoon or HQ. So just be careful when you're buying them that you're buying them in 5s, and most units come in either 2s or 4s. So I guess if you buy them in even numbers, buy 2 boxes, 4 boxes, you should be fine. So there you go though, guys. LAV is awesome. It gives you kind of a unique vehicle for the Marine Corps, so you're not just taking something that could be called the U.S. Army on the table just by changing its name. It's something unique, and gives the Marines some flavor, so you know you're facing a Marine force when you see these on the table. The kit went together well. The price point, I think, for all of Battlefront's plastics, 5 tanks for $45 retail, is great. Yeah, I wish it was cheaper, but I can't really complain at that price point, considering today's miniatures and what you're getting here. So I really like it. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you did like this, please give us a like and subscribe. Also, check us out at Facebook. Look for All Miniatures, Great and Small. Follow us and give us a like over there. We try to post new stuff as we do it, and give you some behind-the-scenes stuff. Let you have a place where you can interact with us. As always, though, thanks for watching this video, and keep on wargaming.